DJX Tech, Tampa Bay's Pulse Radio, DJX Tech 1's, 2's Underground. Today I am sitting here with Colt Soileau. What's up, Cole?
What's up, man?
Not too
How you
doing? Doing all right, considering all the circumstances and everything. You know a bit that's been going on and stuff like that. So, give everybody an introduction to yourself, like let them know what you're all about here, man.
Well, I know this is so cliche and oversaid. I'm an artist. I live in Sterlington, Louisiana, out the middle of nowhere. Just very driven about what I do. I just make music that people can feel to, light up, smoke some, maybe cry. I don't know. It depends on your situation. I myself have had some problems with anger and sadness and a lot of trauma, so I've just figured out a way to put that and make that my art, just give it something, like that's my fuel to make a product that I can use for therapy. It's therapeutic, that process, and the journey is what matters. So I'm an artist that's all about the journey.
I totally understand that. That seems to be, music for a lot of indie artists, especially, seems to be an outlet for, whatever kind of mental stuff they got going on and everything like that. So let me ask you this, just because you're mentioning Sterling first off, right? Like, how big is Sterling compared to like Baton Rouge, for example? Like, obviously a little bit of a bigger city, but are you like
Right.
are you like Deep Woods country or like?
It's like we can't even get hyperlink out here, like type shit.
Okay.
Like it's out in the middle of like there's cow pastures on each side. And, Sterlington's like we have one Sitco, a Waffle House, and a Sonic. Like
like Waffle House is bad news as is. I heard about a lot of stabbings there and shit.
Yeah. So we have to go to Monroe. That's pretty much where I would say the hub of things are. But then you have, Shreveport, Ruston, like all these sub towns outside of here. And then obviously if you go west, you're going to hit Dallas eventually. And then if you go east, you're going to pass through Jackson, Mississippi, things like that.
Okay, so that gives a little bit of more of an idea of a geography. So I'm assuming the music scene isn't huge in Sterling, from what you said, unless you're playing for a pasture of cows, right?
The only celebrity here, like if you're not doing country music, southern rock, or just any form of blues, it's really dead, if I had to be honest. There's not a lot of diversity here, especially for the kind of music that I do and the mindset I try to put out. Like, a lot of people are very closed-minded and very single-minded when it comes to the type of genres they like, and there's no problem with that. That's cool. Like, you like what you like. But for me, it's hard to get anybody on that hype train in my local town. Like, I don't expect anybody here to stick to my music. It would have to be everywhere else. Right. Because this is kind of one of those towns that's a void, and it'll suck you in, and you'll never, fucking leave. Excuse my language. So...
You're excused. We say fuck on here all the time, so, it's all good.
Fuck is fuck. All right. So... Sterlington is basically a shitter, but the only celebrity that he was actually working out at my gym. I went to this gym in Bastrop called the Fitness Lodge, and Dylan Scott, a country singer, don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I'm familiar.
Okay. He was working out in my gym. I didn't talk to him, but I was like, holy shit, it's Dylan Scott. Like, I don't like country, but what's up? Like,
I would assume then, since you said that you'll hit Dallas. How far of a drive is Dallas from you?
I'd say about 5 hours.
Okay, so it's not really all that bad. So I mean, if you ever had to do like a weekend gig there or anything like that, I mean, it's easily accessible, right? So
yeah, like just crash with a friend and then just stay the weekend, try to ask off work. I don't fucking know.
Right, for
They're
sure.
really strict about that.
Now, let me ask you, because I mean, I've seen you on the CD covers, you know, hide behind a smile, right? And do you work with a band, or what do you do as far as like composition of your music to get all the different instruments in there?
I work with producers, so like I find a guy that knows how to make beats, and basically what I'll do is you think of it like when you go to art class, you have a painting or like a canvas, okay, and that DAW, that digital audio workspace. So for instance, I'm familiar with producers that use, I believe, what is it called, FL Studio, and so we'll get on FL Studio and I'll use. One second, I'll get it for you. Hold on. This thing right here. So basically what we'll do is I'll get into the studio and I'll sit in a chair like this with my guitar, and I'll have the riff, or I'll just stand up, whatever's accessible. He'll plug this thing into the interface, and after that we just get to painting. It's like layering, you know. We'll make a guitar thing. He'll probably put a click track on. I don't know, I suck at click tracks. And this is if I'm making my own beats. I typically include a lot of rock type elements instrumentally, just because that's where I come from. That's just what I like and what I was raised on. But hold on. Okay, sorry. Oh my god, I'm sucking at this. I'm losing track of mine. I'm so squirrel-minded. So basically what happens is we record the guitar, and then, you know, I'll be like, put some trap beats in there, make it like, if it's a rap rock song, I'll just be like, okay, you know, make it kind of like a Lil Peep type beat, or like something Juice WRLD would do, or I don't know. We'll communicate that and just bounce off of vibes, and then I'll co-produce it while he operates. So in a way, it's sort of like a band,
right?
Between two people. I also play the drums, so if he's got an electric drum kit and we need to sample something, I'll try to put that in there. You're gonna hear that in the title track of my album, Hide Behind a Smile. There's a part where I do like the flam with the right, and then it's fades into like this hi-hat beat that we did. I don't know how to explain it in words, but
no, it's all good. We'll listen to that.
Yeah.
You know when it's ready for that. So, do you plan on forming a band? Because have like, let's get into this, right? So, have you done live shows with a band, or do you plan on doing live shows like with a band like in the future, or do you want to just think more of like kind of the situation that you're talking about now, where, you know, you'll have something pre-recorded and, you know, in like instrumental format, and then you'll just stand out there with your guitar and sing? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I would love to actually get with a band, sort of like a Machine Gun Kelly setup, kind of like. I never thought I would be anything close to a rapper, but I've actually become very like involved with that type of music, just to modernize things a bit, you know. But my appreciation for grunge and alt rock and punk and just all that has fused into that modernization, so that's going to require me to have both elements. In my mind, I feel like I would actually love a DJ and still have a live drummer and maybe another guitarist, and then mainly I'll have, you know, auto-tune on my mic, because I mean, I can sing, I don't need it, but I need it for the sound. I use it aesthetically,
right?
Especially for a song like Crack, which y'all will hear on the album because it's on my SoundCloud. I don't know. But anyway, I use a lot of electronic undertones, I would say, in a lot of my music. Well, so I definitely...
Yeah, I hear a lot of I hear a lot of electronic undertones, and then also your kind of fusion. It's ever so subtle, but your fusion with like the traditional kind of like, let's say, hip hop flow incorporated with the indie rock music that you're doing
Right.
is pretty spot on. So how did you come up with the idea to get that kind of fusion like melding together? Is that just your thought process? Was it just like you woke up? It was you woke up with pink hair and then a pink light bulb like showed up and like.
um, well, so like, okay, this is gonna sound really fucking simple, but there's a process to it. So my mom kind of raised me. Shout out to my mom. She raised me on Nirvana. Okay, and that's how I found Kurt. And I was like, man, this dude is 50 shades of fucked up. And I was like, I feel exactly how he feels, So like, I feel that sound, I feel that grittiness, I feel that sorrow. And I found later, early on, I was very narrow-minded as well. Like, oh, I wouldn't listen to trap and hip-hop. Like, ew. Like, high school rolled around, and Lil Uzi Vert was actually the first person I heard EXO Tour Life, and I was like, holy fuck, this is something. So I started a band with my friend Tristan, and he was really into hip-hop and rap, but he also loved Rage Against the Machine. So I was like, what if we put him as a vocalist, and he was just a rapper, and I was on drums, and I had my metal bassist at the time, which is one of my best friends. And then we just kind of like did some shit experimentally. So that's where I really started to realize, okay, ever since listening to Linkin Park, bands like that, and then Lil Uzi Vert referencing the rock and roll thing, and just seeing this kind of come together, like this could be a trend. This is an idea. This is honestly this is innovative as fuck, like a whole new genre, And so if grunge or punk rock or anything is actually coming back to the mainstream at any point, this is how we're gonna do it. This is our gateway. Post Malone, for instance. Fucking love him, dude. The most talented, innovative person out there in the music industry, in my opinion. Like, he just, I don't know, he figured it out. Like,
no, he really did, because I got to tell you, if you've never heard Post Malone's music and you saw him for the first time, you would never think in your life that he is as talented of a singer as he is, right? So he definitely, he definitely manipulated the system a little bit with all that shit.
For sure. I mean, it's like, honestly, if I had a dream collab, it would be him. Or Billie Eilish, because she's just Billie Eilish. Fuck
right.
It, whatever. But, I wanted to say, to wrap things up here on this question, Kurt Cobain, Chester Bennington, Mike Shinoda, and Lil Peep. Lil Peep was the breaking point. I was like, oh yeah, this has to happen. He died too early. This is a whole new innovative genre. I want to explore this more. Yeah, grunge is cool, and like there's so much diversity, and you just go hard, with loud guitars and bombastic drums. But what if you had trap hi-hats and hip-hop melodies, and like if you combine Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD, Polo G, The Kid Laroi with Kurt Cobain, Lil Peep, Green Day, Black Flag, Circle Jerks, and the Germs, like just everybody, all in like one. I don't know. It's just, there's so much potential for creation there for me.
Absolutely, man. You put different styles together, you get to form kind of like a better idea and a different genre at that point. The last interview that I did with Super 5 Stone, he's kind of like in the same thing. He broke out through that. He was working with Vibe Electro, so he went more with just kind of like, let's say, like a straight like kind of spoken word kind of thing, to to deep melodies, a lot of vocal processing, of course, and everything like that. But I mean, his stuff sounds good, and I think it's really groundbreaking also. So I do love your song Set It Off, and this is what we're promoting, so we're going to cut here and we're going to play Set It Off right now.
All right.
guess you knew before you came. It's no stranger in the dark, you never finally looked the same. I guess you knew before you came. It's no stranger in the dark, you knew exactly where to aim. Yeah.
All right, that was Cole's song, Set It Off. That single will be released June 17th. That one will be followed by an EP of the same title that will be released at the end of June. Tell me a little bit about Set It Off, man.
Well, Set It Off was a song about controlling anger, actually. That was a song that I really just kind of, I fucking just felt that, you know, like I gave my soul to that song, even blew up my vocals in the studio because I was screaming so much. I needed it just right. I wanted to capture that emotion of that intensive, impulsive, explosive anger. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone sets you off, you don't know how to control yourself. You feel enraged. If you're not on Prozac or something and you know your chemicals are all fucked up, you don't know which way is up. And personally, I've experienced that. And also it's relating in this case to a toxic relationship contributing to it. For example, the lyric, what was it? You stole my time, you stole my life, you showed me nothing. Like phrases like that in the song. That's what I was referring to. There's also stressors that contribute to things that set me off. Like when I started cosmetology school, too many things, too many hours, everything's the same. Too many hours, too many things. That's a reference to literally the amount of hours and shit I had to learn and still am learning. Is just think about it all at once. It would make you stressed out and you would get angry that this is happening to you. I'm angry that I'm trapped in Monroe. I'm angry that I'm not reaching people like I want to reach people. I'm angry that my music isn't as good as I want it to be. It could be anything in my life, you know, but also Set It Off could be for universal purpose. A lot of people going through the same shit. Think of like, I guess this is like today's version of teen angst. I think I was trying to write like the next Teen Spirit is what I was trying to do.
Okay. Well,
so
it definitely wouldn't be a bad idea to emulate that song because you know that was obviously a hit worldwide. Now
right.
let me ask you about this, like because you're talking about too many things to do, too much time, right? Now being in school, full-time job, trying to be a musician and everything like that, and I'm sure that you know there's other stuff that you're taking care of, you know, throughout your daily life and everything like that. How much time do you actually afford yourself to actually sit down and write and to kind of like, you know, get new music ideas out there and all that kind of stuff?
It really comes as it goes. You kind of have to understand how the process is for me. So I do all my demos, as you know, on BandLab, which is a great platform to just completely noobishly get like a sketch down of what you want, and then, you know, micro engineer it, and then actually go to a real studio and then record professionally. Because chances are, if you don't have a good mic as it is, it's going to sound like shit. I mean, I can't really show you, but it's a connector, like a input jack. And I use this headset, actually. I use literally the phone and the headset to record all of my demos, including all the guitar parts. I got my amp right there, my guitar. So sometimes if I'm doing like a beat demo, I'll try to program the drums myself.
All right, so we have the process down and everything. Let me ask you, what helps you stay motivated and what helps you stay focused on actually doing what you're doing?
a lot of things. I guess to help myself, to reinvest in myself, and just to be somebody, to have a purpose, you know, to not go crazy, to make sure that I have a reason to live, and that other people will have a reason to live, and to know that it's okay, and like it's okay to feel like shit, even if it's not okay for the person, but it's okay because you're going to be okay. And when you listen to my music, it's supposed to be kind of like a release, which is always the goal. So that motivates me. Also, just continuing to set vibes, continuing to make something new, a chance to make art.
Okay.
And just to get turned up, you know?
No, I hear you. So let me ask you.
I really don't know. I have a lot of drive in me that motivates me.
We'll talk about that. Let's hear it.
Need to feel, and yeah, coming from where I'm coming from, how my mom is especially, and how she's inspired me to understand things on a deeper level. Okay. You there? Oh, okay. Coming from where I was, where mom would teach me how to understand metaphors on a deeper level, I had to have somewhere to sort these. I had to have somewhere to make them, to start writing. Like, since I'm not really talkative and I'm very introverted, and also I'm not writing even yet, it's like I need a place to put feelings. So here's my shit. Release this date. Go check it out. It helps me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I put my feelings out. So it's when I get validation from like, hey, this is out of my system. Wow, this sounds good, and this is gonna help someone else. But also, damn, I'm getting the stream. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just to be blunt, it's a business thing, but it's also very much a personal issue that becomes solved in a way. That's what drives me, to be able to solve those issues.
Okay, I got you. Like, so because there's 3 projects on the table right now. There's basically, so we have we have Set It Off releasing June 17th. We have the titled EP that's releasing at the end of June. Then that's going to be followed up by the album Hide Behind a Smile. What are your plans for going beyond Hide Behind a Smile? Do you already have an idea for that, or are you kind of in this moment right now where let's get this out first, and once this is all settled, once the promotion's like kind of like settling down, then we're going to go and we're going to start producing the new album?
Yes and no. For example, I've thought about past Hide Behind a Smile, like what's the plan after this? Because we already have like a timeline, like exactly a plan, a more solid plan of exactly what we're doing now, and all I have to do is put in the time and the money to get there, and just really get the visual content set up, you know, just get people on board with this verse. But I have started to think about what themes and what is the next move for me, like where am I going with my sound, but also what am I going to be about? Well, is it because I'm like the type of artist, like I love telling a story, so I don't want to just tell one story and it just be kind of like an American Horror Story series, and then it just like one season is dedicated to one topic or a certain ideal, and then it's something totally different, which I did think about, but I kind of want it to connect in a way. You know, like when you play the COD Zombies map, okay, each Zombies map has lore. It connects to each one. It's different. They make you pay for it and they rip you the fuck off, but like still, you know, it's kind of like that with my art. So the next album I speculated is going to be called, I've had a couple of names for it, but Play with Fire is one that I kind of had, because I like play on words a lot. And Play with Fire to me is like literally what it says. But also play with fire, like you're playing with songs that are good as fuck. Like that's the goal, is to just make these actually like vibeable, you know, and that's always the goal with me. And I don't mean to sound arrogant in that context. I always try to make 200% effort in my songs. Quality over quantity is what a friend told me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I've just stuck to that ideology, and it's inspired titles. It's inspired tons of ideas. But yeah, that's
well. This is kind of going back to the conversation that you and I had when we were when you and I were discussing about the release sequence and everything, right? It's because there are tracks that are unfinished for Hide Behind a Smile. So, like touching on this point exactly, is that it's kind of ludicrous, really, to start promoting an album that is unfinished, right? So
right.
The better sequencing of things is to do, A to step B, and then we'll end up at step C, with a little bit fewer songs. But, I'm going to tell you this much, and I'm sure that you know this, but for artists that don't know this,
exactly.
is that attention spans are short. You got to catch somebody like within the first 10 seconds to be like noticed, so
Exactly.
the more content that you put out, you have to stay relevant is basically the point that I'm getting at, right? So waiting to finish 12 tracks, for example, is that's going to be a long process, especially like what you're talking about. You got school, you got the part-time job, right? There's your other stuff in your daily life, and right, and a lot of people are going through the same thing, right? So just as a point of reference, let's use that. Like if you have enough content to do like a single, then an EP, and then work on an album, or maybe another single and another EP, and then actually have an album come out, then that's one way to stay kind of like on top and relevant, so that way your fan base doesn't like be like, well shit, he hasn't released anything in 2 months, all right, we got to find something else, right? But
right.
To that effect, how do you engage with fans more? Because I know you're active on Instagram. What's another way that you like integrate social media to connect with your fans, just to have a little bit more engagement? Are you on Facebook? Are you anywhere else? Like give me an idea of your setup in your daily life on messengers and Facebook, Instagram. Where else do you go, man?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I use TikTok a lot. There's like 2 ways to go about it. Like if you're not a content creator, you're gonna have to just spam your music and just hope people listen to it, and there's like a whole strategy, and you're gonna put in a lot more work. But if you're a content creator, there's a way, even if you're not though, like there's still a way in between, like a way that I use, for example, humor, personality, memes. I try to get personal with the fans. I don't look at them as fans. I look at them as family. I look at them as friends, people that are just like me, that I just want to hang out with. I just kind of want to like see what they're about. And a way to do that is obviously social media. Like, promote your shit, see how they're gonna do, but then find a way to make them engage with you. Find a way to make it interesting for them. Also, knowing your fan base and having a target fan base is huge. So for me, being an LGBT artist, I'm just gonna be blunt as hell here. A lot of celebrities, like if you're popping on OnlyFans in the gay community, you're already a celebrity. Like if you're 6 foot, ripped, and white, like I don't know. It seems to be the stereotype that everybody goes after, and I mean that's kind of a joke in a way, like, but it's easy to make it in the gay community because you try to involve, I guess, your sexuality rather than something that actually matters, like your personality, your shit. I'm kind of losing thought. I got an idea what I'm trying to say, but like I don't know how to say it.
No, that's good. That's good.
Like,
I mean, yeah. Take your time.
Personality matters. People love the artist. They fall in love with the artist because of their personality. That is 200%. So memes, whatever the fuck you gotta do, like personal life, vlogging, go live on Instagram sometimes. Just say hi to fans. For example, I go to school to do hair. I'll hop on live if I'm like dyeing my hair or something. Like, hey guys, look, I'm doing my shit. I don't know. It's just look at it as kind of like a personal diary. It doesn't even have to be like you're doing this for somebody. It could be for you, you know. But people enjoy it. They enjoy interacting with you, and it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. For me, where I'm aiming is an advantage because I relate to people of the same sexual orientation. And a lot of my music is aimed towards the problems that we face in this community, and just a lot of the bullshit that comes with it, and like how it can affect somebody. But no matter your sexual orientation, for me, it's always the goal to make everybody relate to it.
Now, let me ask you this, because obviously this kind of, I think this would be a natural question for anybody. Are you open in your hometown?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Like out?
Yeah, like because typically the general stereotype of things is smaller towns are probably more church going folk, you know what I mean, and
yeah, for sure.
So like in your town, like what's been the reception to your personal sexuality?
Bitch, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to, like, fuck it. I had this Pentecostal woman. She was all telling me at church. I mean, not at church. I don't go to church. Fuck that shit. Sorry. Excuse me, Christians. She... Oh, my God. Like, I'm not harping on anybody's religion, but I was doing her hair, and she was sitting in the chair. She was like, what church do you go to? And I said, I'm not really with that whole type of thing. She goes, shame on you. And I'm like, bitch, get out of my chair. No, I'm kidding. Don't say that to a client. If you're a Cosmo, don't do that shit. Anyway. No, but like, I'm accepting of everyone, right? So I'm not open about myself too much, but everybody else. Oh, hey, Nana, how you doing?
Hi, darling.
Sorry. Anyway. So, oh my God. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to edit that.
No, we're definitely leaving that in.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Well, hey, man, you're all about real life and being real. Keep the fans engaged.
Honestly,
we're leaving it in.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's really.
So
Love you, bitch. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just be open. Like, fuck it. It didn't matter. This is 2021. This is not 1965. People will not hang you. They will not stone you.
Well, some of
America,
us also,
right? Okay, like, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of homophobic people out there. You have to really be careful because, I mean, people are dangerous in general. They're fucking assholes, but that's not your fault. Like, be the fuck you. Wear a rainbow outside. It is fucking Pride Month. Happy Pride, by the way. Everybody out there. Show off yourself. And Pride doesn't have to just be about gays or queers or lesbians, trans, whatever you are. It can be just being happy, celebrating peace.
Well, that's the damn meaning of the word gay in the first place, is just happy, right? So, I mean,
exactly.
Like what you're saying, let's just celebrate individuality, celebrate, who we are. Like, listen, man, we all have one shot on this planet, and for us to sit around and be dickheads about, one person's point of view rather than others, then, I mean, it's just not needed. It's not needed. I mean, we're not in the 60s anymore. It's not the 50s. Like get over yourself and just, other people are out there. Trust me. There's different styles of life. So, So a lot of people, obviously, especially in the past, I think that parents are becoming a little more progressive now also. But, a lot of parents in the past always, had that same problem, where, oh my God, we must have did something wrong, he turned out this way, or, so has your mom and grandma, has your family in general been
Yeah.
acceptant?
Yeah, my dad is still kind of a dickhead about it. But it's kind of just, you just gotta be like, fuck them then, bitch. Like, you gotta walk kind of away. Like, respect your parents, but if they don't respect you because you're a certain way, that doesn't, like, you're good. Like, just be you. It's not your fault that they're intolerant. Okay? Now, if it comes down to a living situation, which I deadass thought, like, okay, if I out myself, like, I'm gonna get kicked out, My mom wasn't, she had a hard time because it's a Southern mom, okay? And Southern moms, they beat your ass. So, like, if you were not, you know what I'm saying? Like, how they expected this white picket fence husband as, like, get a girlfriend type shit, right? They're gonna fucking, like, they're gonna kill you. And it's just like that fear. I'm not saying they're going to. It's just like in my mind, I felt like there was a lot of shit about to happen and it wasn't going to be good. So coming out isn't easy for anybody, and it really is weird at first. I remember the first time, like, I kissed a guy and I hugged a guy. It was so awkward. Like, I was like, this is not, so that may be normal too.
No, I think it is normal because, like, you're talking about it being awkward. How old were you when this happened?
I was 17.
Okay, so, well, 17, maybe not so much. Because I remember, obviously, the first time I was like, I knew. Let's like grandma pass.
Yeah, say hi.
Say hello, grandma. Hello.
Hey. She my everything. We're my best friend.
Did you feed the cats?
I love you too. I did feed the cat.
Okay, good.
My pussy be fed.
But heading back on that, I remember, as a kid coming into sexuality and everything like that, for me, the first time, I kind of like, hugged a girl, kissed a girl, or, when it even got deeper than that, then it kind of like every situation, like every step of it felt awkward. So I got to assume that just because you're a different sexuality doesn't necessarily mean that, that those steps really change. You know what I mean?
Exactly, but there was an extra layer to it because you see, I felt so suppressed. Like I couldn't tell my mom I liked dick, and she'd be like, "Oh, this is cool." Like it's so fucking hard. Like at first, she was so like unaccepting of it, and that's what gave it that extra layer of awkward. I was supposed to be this masculine, like, oh, I'm a gentleman. Like, it's just, no, let me be cold. Like, I'm not this, I don't believe in that stupid shit where it's like, it has to be a certain way. No, the only way that it has to be is how you make it. Is how you're comfortable. It's how you're happy. Just don't fucking hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. So, ever since then, my mom has actually gotten a lot more liberal, and my sister's always supported me too. She's always been my main ride or die. Like, I love that bitch to the day, I swear. And we fight sometimes, and I'm actually in some law shit because of her, so I'm stuck here in a deferment till like the end of. Shit gets real, Like when you turn 18, you can't do anything anymore. It sucks ass, but yeah.
I always tell my daughter, stay a kid as long as you can, because once you hit 18, everything changes for you. Everything does. And it only progresses throughout life. Once you become 21, things are different. Once you become 30, things are different. So I'm not gonna go beyond 30. Let's just stick with 30 for the time being. So the sexuality obviously comes across in the music. Yes.
Yes, for sure. Sergeant Brocard is a very good example. I said, let's make a gay walk.
Okay.
I'm gonna write this song about. Just real quick, that's going to be on the EP, by the way. It's inspired from a guy that I kind of took. I made a character out of him. I basically took a situation, a fantasy that I molded out of, the good things me and my ex did. And I made it into this perfect boyfriend that, like, I'm crushing over, but he's not wanting more than friends because he's broke-hearted. So it's a lot of metaphors in that song. It's a lot deeper than just like, I want to fuck you in the morning, want to fuck you instead, or whatever the fuck I'm saying. But it's just like, that's the humor of it. I like adding a lot of satire and comedy to my stuff. So you won't hear songs just serious like Set It Off. You're going to hear a lot of funny stuff, but also it's really deeper. And most people wouldn't even bother to take the time to listen to it because it'd be like, you gay or something, you know, but
right.
Fuck it.
Well, no, that's exactly the point, you know, is you know, I'm sure that there are going to be many people out there that will enjoy the song. There probably will be some that will not enjoy it, you know, especially if you're going with a specific tone, right? So, you know, once you're making a specific point, then obviously there's going to be disagreements on both sides about it. You know, I mean, even if and it doesn't necessarily have to be about sexuality. You know, it could have just been as simple as politics. You know, or it could have been as simple as religion. Once you start bringing anything that's controversial into it, then you know you're going to have some people that are just going to absolutely 100% hate on it, and the people that are 100% going to absolutely love it and just be supportive. But just know this much, that as far as myself, my family, and my listeners, I hope that most of my listeners are completely accepting of that shit, you know. So we got your back on this, man. We always will, and more power to you for being out and being open about it, you know. So
yeah,
let's
I'm all about sex positivity. That goes for in the sheets and out the sheets. So I'm just an open person all around. Like, I'm not trying to corrupt anybody. Obviously, there's kids, bitch, keep them innocent. But it's like, just live your life. Just be you. Like, stop hating so much. Like, how the fuck is Elon Musk doing all this work and trying to get us on Mars and get us on Venus and God knows wherever the fuck else? Fucking Neptune, I don't even know. Eventually, we're gonna colonize all these places. How the fuck are we gonna move to other planets if we can't, like, get our head right here? Like, we cannot stop fighting and just realize, okay, we're all fucking human beings. Let's just stop wars. Okay, like, I know you're gonna see this meme. It's gonna be made into a meme. It's gonna have the chart. It's gonna be like, violence shrinks to fucking zero after the Colt follow interview. But basically, just be fucking nice. And I know if you're an asshole, then at least just, I don't know,
attempt to be tolerant, right? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I really don't know what to say here, but like, it's as simple as if everybody just kind of did their own thing that wouldn't interfere with other people trying to do theirs.
No, I totally agree with you. You know, you have to be sounder about everybody else's life. You have to realize that everybody's in the same boat with you, right? Everybody pays bills, everybody pays taxes, everyone's going to work, everyone's doing something. You know, we're all out here doing the same thing. We're all in the system. We're all contributing. You know, we all got to go grocery shopping. You know, we all got to eat. You know, we're all in that same boat. So, you know, what the fuck does anything else matter rather than the fact that, you know, we're here, right? So that's just my personal take on it. And you know, that's one of the criterias that I have for, and that's like one of the only criterias that I have for the show is when you submit music, it cannot be specifically, you know, generating hate of any kind, because that's just shit that I don't tolerate, because we don't need that. We don't need that. You know, 2020 was a bad fucking year. 2021's shaping up to be a little bit better, but there's still some shit going on. But you know. So tell me, what's gonna be the next song that you are going to be in the studio mastering?
Okay, so I actually have a studio time today. We're starting production on a new song called Battles, and this song is really fucking chill. I don't know, y'all may cry, y'all may smoke a joint to it. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I'm tired of listening to it, honestly, but I gotta study it. It's just like a test. You gotta study it, go into the studio, know your shit, get the tracking, because your money's on the line. And that's some more advice I would give y'all. Go into the studio, make sure you know your song before going in there. Have a plan. Have your lyrics written out, obviously. Go to the notes in your phone. That's what I do. Just go into the studio, mark out exactly what you want, if it's complicated or not. I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna go in. We're gonna track, I guess, the lead vocals first, since it's the type of song that it is. Do backing vocals, and then I call this thing like third-party singing vocals, where Vocals that are just more like that in the background.
So ad-libbing, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Melody or whatever the fuck. I mean, that's part of the painting process. It's what makes the artist unique. It's your preference to whatever you feel like you need to do. And I fucks with that, man. So go for it.
All right, man. I fucks with that. Let's go for it. Closing statement right there. All right, man. Any special shout outs you want to give anyone? Do so now, please.
All right. Shout out to Jordan Alexander, my producer. Shout out to my mom. My grandma, love you, bitch. She hates when I call her that. Shout out to Bremen Rock, my babe. Nah. Shout out to motherfucking, what's his name? Oh my god, Brian the Diamond, my spirit animal. Kurt, Lil Pete, thank you. Rest in peace. Before this gets any cringier, shout out to my fans, everybody that supported me and that has helped me. And I fucking cannot thank y'all enough. Like, I would not be able to do this shit if it were not for you guys and everyone listening. And thank you, DJ, as well.
No worries on my end, man. We're glad to have you on, and obviously, once again, we're promoting Set It Off, releasing June 17th. Hyperlink will be in the video description, so make sure you click on that. Make sure you pre-save Colt's song. You're gonna love it, trust me. I'm sure that if you listen through the entire interview here, that you did hear it already. So pre-save it so that way you can put it in your library on Spotify or Apple iTunes or wherever the hell you listen to your music. It's delivered through DistroKid, so it's gonna be everywhere. Cole. As a personal thing, I just want to say thank you for being real, thank you for being up front, and definitely thank you for being on show. I look forward to spinning more of your music, obviously, and yeah, man, we're looking forward to future releases and everything, man.
All right, yeah, man, for sure. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here. I was happy to be here. I was really stoked for this interview, so thank you so much for this. And I don't know, rock and roll, dude.
Absolutely. There we go.
Right.
Say hi to mom and grandma for me.
All right, I will.
All right, brother. Rock on.
All right, rock on.
Later.